Let me ask you something. Are you getting everything out of your rent-to-own business? If you're not an A-Pro member, then the answer is probably no. Look, advocacy is A-Pro's bread and butter. This is why they were created and what they do best. But here's the thing. A-Pro membership is about way more than advocacy. A-Pro connects you to the movers and the shakers of the industry, people who've been there, done that, and they can help you do it even better. A-Pro's monthly webinars give you expert insights and actionable takeaways. It's like having a masterclass for your business every single month. Got questions about complex regulations or sticky situations? No problem. A-Pro's legal hotline gives you direct access to experts who have got the answers. That's a peace of mind that you can't put a price on. And let's not forget the resources, news, updates, and tools that keep you ahead of the curve. Scholarships for your team? Check. Disaster relief when you need it most? Double check. A-Pro is your ultimate support system in the rent-to-own world. So stop settling for less. With A-Pro, members get more. More support, more connections, and more success. Head over to rtohq.org and join the A-Pro family today. Because in this business, more isn't just better. It's essential. See you at the top with A-Pro.
And welcome to the RTO show with Danny and Pete. I'm your host, Danny.
And I'm your host, Pete. And today we're talking about the Vegas show, Winter Market 2023. What a time. That was an amazing time. Actually, it was a great thing. I'm so glad we got to see it.
No, it was definitely a great time. We were there for a total of three and a half days. We got there Saturday, which was kind of like a free day. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we worked the market really well. And I think it was a success. I think we met some cool people, met some good vendors, new dealers, and I think it was worth the trip.
Well, for those of you who don't know what the Vegas market is, because I'm going to be honest with you, until the last 6 months, I had no idea that there was a Vegas winter market in the industry. So apparently it's a full furniture thing. It's not just simple to rent to own like it is in some of our RTO world, FRDA meetings or anything like that. This is complete furniture, wall to wall, ceiling to ceiling, floor to floor, nothing but furniture, showroom, accessories. And this is where everybody goes to get the deals, right? I mean, this is the beginning of the year. This is where they go to get their stuff. But man, if you want to talk about vendors, oh my God, I've never seen that many vendors. I've never seen that many people in a show, let alone vendors in one spot.
Well, I want to say it's like the second biggest national trade show every year. The only other show that I heard was bigger would be High Point in North Carolina, which is coming up in April, I believe. But I've heard about the Vegas trade show. It's huge. Our owner Larry even told us flat out, remember, you guys are going to be overwhelmed because that's how huge it is. I mean, it's 3 buildings, 16 to 18 stories tall, of nothing of vendors and furniture, accessories, and dude, it was just me and you. Like, it was overwhelming.
There is nothing that you can't find there in the furniture world. I mean, it had everything to think of, from, ceramics to pictures to furniture, candle holders to people hanging off the ceiling. There was just about everything there. I mean, there was like 30 mattress vendors alone. Just imagine that. Not just 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. There was so many different things over there. I mean, this place was absolutely amazing. So you can imagine these 3 buildings right there. They're standing next to each other, connected on almost, I don't know, at least 10, 12 floors are interconnected, right? So it's building A, B, and C, right? And then they all have different vendors in each buildings. As Danny said, 16 to 18 floors high. I mean, they were so busy that they had like 5 elevators in the main halls, and you couldn't ride the elevator at one. Like, you had to wait. Like, it was a waiting game just to see if you can squeeze in, right? It was just an amazing thing. And then they have, of course, the hotels that are associated with it. So there's several hotels that are associated with the Vegas Winter Market that they kind of do a collaboration, and you can kind of get bussed in between. Let me tell you cannot walk between the hotel and the convention center the 3 main centers and the 1 large convention center, because it was just pandemonium and there was a lot of construction and stuff going on. There was the Surfaces convention, there was a builders convention. So it was just so much going on out there. These 3 buildings were massive. We're not talking about just 16 floors, Danny, of furniture. I was like a kid in a warehouse. I was like a kid. I was like going to, Toys R Us when I was 5 and going, "Oh my god, look at all this."
Well, I think the biggest difference of why it was so big, it wasn't just about the quantity of vendors and dealers there. It was the showroom. So, we've been to FRDA, we've been to RTO World, we've been to some trade shows, and normally, typically, all these vendors they have about a booth. Now, some booths are a little bit bigger. Ashley's always a little bit bigger. Ashley had two whole stories to themselves. So, like, think of malls, department size stores. That's how big these vendors, quote unquote, booths were. Like, it was a department store. Like, you literally went in to shop a whole store of a vendor showing off much of their products as they possibly can. That's how massive this trade show was.
Well, it was split into two, right? It had like case goods on one floor, and then they have seating on the other floor. So you have one where it's like nothing but sectionals and recliners and all kinds of different things, and leather and non-leather and power and the different options. And then you go to the next floor and it's nothing but bedrooms and dining rooms. And it was just an amazing, amazing time. We saw some people that we know out there. We met some new people out there. I didn't tell you this, Danny, but the other, I saw the DW Silk guy. He came by some of our stores. We had to go over there and kind of have a conversation with them, but they're coming through right now.
He called me.
Yeah. He reached out to me too. This thing is about as a winter wonderland as it gets as far as a furniture show goes, and it's a great way to go out there and see what's new. But what you want to get out of it, the purpose of being there, especially in RTO, is it's a great way to see what new products are available, what's coming out. I mean, what did you take of it as far as new products and what you saw? It was like, oh my God, this is what we got to have.
For my opinion, the thing that stuck out to me the most is probably accessories. So not so much
floors of accessories.
Yeah, and I would say you'll find because you have your normal dealers there already. So you have your normal vendors. We met with Ashley, we met with Coaster. We met with our usual guys, Charlie S. Steve Silver, reestablishing a business, Furniture of America. So did we get furniture? Absolutely. But the thing that stuck out to me the most was the accessories. Like, what's going to make your store pop? Everybody's carrying the same washer and dryer, Ashley furniture, maybe some Coaster furniture. Everyone's kind of carrying almost the same thing. So what's the little thing that's going to make your store different? I think it's the accessories. And like you just said, there's floors and floors and floors of accessories. Several companies can go there and purchase accessories and make their stores look differently. You wouldn't have to worry about, oh, are we looking like them? Are they looking like us? Are we copying? Because there's just so much decor there to style your storefront, your showroom.
I think another great reason for RTO to be there, guys, if you're ever wondering if you should send your guys, you get to talk to every single rep in the business, and it gives you some product knowledge. If you want your guys to know about any particular brand, if you want to know about building, you want to know about delivering, you want to know about shipping, you want to know about what kind of warranties that you're going to get with your product, how the product parts work, what they're going to do for you. What is this new leather like? What is this new cloth like? What is the reason for having this? I remember when microfiber first came out, it was like, oh my God, we got to have that. And then, everybody has their own version of it. And now they have a whole, different styles of leather and, what this will do for you. And now everything's got USB ports and LEDs. You want to have some product knowledge. I wouldn't say take forever on it, but if you ever have any questions, especially by any particular vendor, go over there. They will school you on why their product is the best. They will school you on warranties and when you're going to get it and how, shipping works and your fuel surcharges. But it's a good reason to go out there as well, not just to buy, because of course buying is like 95% of it, but some product training and really just understanding your vendor and understanding why they do the things they do and why they have what they have and the pricing that they have. Man, you can come back with some serious knowledge. And then, you can actually see somebody and be like, man, we've never had this. I can open up a new line with these guys, and they're open for it. That's what they're there for.
No, absolutely. And I mean, that's basically, in my opinion, what the whole show is about is of course, always finding that next cool thing. Everybody's always looking for that next cool item, that next cool thing, the hotness of the show. I would always suggest when you do meet with vendors, ask them what's their number one seller. Because it's not about your personal opinion. We talk about this all the time. It's not about what we personally like. It's what the consumers like. It's what our customers going to like. So getting the vendors' advice and their opinion or their statistical fact of, well, this is my number one seller. take that in consideration. You might not personally like him, but if he or she is claiming that it's their number one seller and that everybody's buying it, there might be a reason for it. So take that in consideration when you do shop these vendors and dealers.
Let's take a quick break.
Hey everyone, it's Pete Chow here from the RTO Show podcast, and I want to tell you about a company that's making a real difference in the rent-to-own space. Wow Brands. I've seen firsthand how they approach marketing. And let me tell you, it's not just about ads. Wow Brands builds complete digital ecosystems designed specifically for the rent-to-own industry. Their e-commerce and lead generation strategies are built to bring in qualified leads. And did I mention that they are actively working with the rent-to-own industry while also being members of APRO and TRIB? Listen, these folks are passionate problem solvers. They don't just slap something together. They design, build, and scale the kind of digital retail tools your business needs and your customers actually want. So if you're serious about growing, reach out to Wow Brands at wowbrands.com. I trust them, and I think you will too. Also, I think a good thing is to make sure that if you have any service issues with their product, like if you're there and you're saying, hey, man, this is great. Nobody wants a yes man, right? You go over there. You also got to tell them sometimes, hey, man, that bestseller of yours, man, that door handle, that thing comes off 3 times a day. What? No, you're kidding. No, I'm dead serious. I'm telling you right now, real world application, that's not right. And you want to tell your guy, and those are the best places to do it at because they can't run, right? They're not a vendor. They're not going to leave your store and they're there. They're not going anywhere. And if you have a big enough, and what I don't want to say a big enough stink. You don't want to like, oh my God, it's a piece of crap. But you do want to tell them if there's something that needs to be fixed because inadvertently you could help them get better. And if you're making them get better, that's better sales for you and your showroom. Better product reliability means that you're going to have repeat customers. So it's also good to be in their ear and letting them know what's going on.
So as massive as this trade show was, in your opinion, Pete, who all in the RTO industry should be going, and what is the tactic to attack this? Because there's only 3 days. It's massive. It's huge. It's three. We did not see everything there, as you are aware of, because it was just basically me, you, and Larry. So who, in your opinion, should be involved in this specific trade show, and what tips would you give somebody to how to really attack and maximize the opportunity there?
Well, the first thing is that, it's kind of crazy, and then maybe this is my fault. I've been in the industry a long time and not really knowing what the Vegas winter market was all about and how big it was and how much difference it could be for me just going. Like I said, maybe it's my fault, but I think that you should all have. Now, every company is different, no? So we would call RMs, some call DMs, and some call DMs, some call RMs. But I think all the regionals should be out there. First and foremost, I think that's something that should always happen. They should know what new brands are coming out, what is the difference, and why is this competitor better than the next? And then there's the networking feature. So your regional should go out there. I believe if you can afford to do it, all your DMs should actually go out there. Now, it's not for a DM meeting or anything like that. It's to show them that world, the product that's out there, the knowledge that's out there, the business that's out there, and the different lines that are possibility. Because some stores, some companies have purchasers, but some rely on guys like you and I, right? And we need to go out there and know what's out there. So I think the owners for sure. And then last but not least, I think that every once in a while, you might want to get a GM out there. You might want to show them for a lot of different reasons. Number one, seeing what's out there because they probably have never heard of it or never been there. The second thing is promotability. They need to know what's out there in the world that they don't know that's going to give them the drive to get there. I think that's definitely the number one thing. And I think it's a great training opportunity for anybody that you have on a staff that may not be that high. And I don't say that high. I mean, we have a lot of GMs, but some of them, they're new coming in or whatever, but you've got an old dog out there who's doing you the right way. Maybe you should take him out there. Maybe you should take him out there and show him, say, hey man, this is what's up for you next. If you keep on doing what you're doing, I think it's a great sales opportunity. I think overall, anybody above a GM should actually be going. And then I believe that a small percentage of GM should be there as well.
I would say, as far as position goes, I mean, every company and organization is going to make their own decision on who goes. But as far as quantity goes, I think there needs to be at least 6 people going. Just with the buildings, like just from our personal experience, we covered maybe a building, just me and you. I mean, if you're including our meetings with our vendors, we covered maybe like a whole building. So being that there's 3 buildings, and technically there's actually 4 buildings because you forgot that one building that we did the very last day where it was like I don't want to call it a flea market, but that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like one big open flea market.
Well, it's the convention center. It's the single floor convention center. So it doesn't have multiple floors, but I mean, it's that million square foot showroom.
Correct. So actually, I would say 8. I would say 6 to 8 people should probably go to the show, so you can, tag team and divide and conquer. Come back with your notes, and if there is something that everybody needs to go look at, that way you're not trying to run up and down and miss anything, or trying to see everything, but you're not really doing the conversations and networking like you should. I think definitely plan ahead. I think we did a great job with that. I think we had our meetings set up and we stuck to our time frame. So that's how we were able to meet new vendors and dealers and still upheld our commitment to our current dealers and vendors with our appointment schedules. So, I mean, those are just a couple tips I personally have for anybody who hasn't gone and they're thinking about going.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys right now, going in groups is probably the best idea. I would say if you have 6, I would do a 2x2x2. Not that everybody should be alone, because there was a couple things that, you were able to point out, or I was able to point out, that we were in the same place, but we just don't see it because our eyes are focusing in one direction and not the other. I would say tag teams is definitely a great idea. So if you have 3 buildings, you have a tag team, try each building. I think that when you talk about plan ahead of time, you cannot not plan ahead. If you don't plan ahead, you will miss way too many things. There are some pamphlets and there's some things out there. Take a look, and I would take literally a 30-minute time, if you have it, to say, okay, you need to go here, I need to go here, or I'll go here, or I'll try this building, you guys try that building. I think keeping to a tight schedule, because guys, when you talk to the vendors that you already know, you know what they're going to tell you, right? You see them all the time. What you want to do is you want to go in there and see their new product, talk to them a little bit, tell them about your services, but then be ready to move on, because you already know them. You already see them. They see you in your stores all the time. Be vigilant to, hey guys, that time schedule, that time crunch. Hey man, I know you, Bob. It's all right, good. But now we got to move on to the places we haven't seen to make sure you do that. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it's so big. It's so big. But some of them actually, which was crazy to me, they offered lunch. They were offering drinks. They were offering lunch. They had charcuterie boards.
Dude, you remember those places offering wine and whiskey? I had that one guy, Johnny, he offered me a whiskey. Was it like a $300 bottle of glass? I was like, yeah, I'll take a whiskey. And then the one morning, me and Melissa, we had a glass of wine first thing. We were shopping. I mean, it was fun.
It's Vegas, baby. It's Vegas. And then, some of them are a little bit different than others, right? So you got to, when I'm looking at it, I was like, okay, what's your minimum? How do you order this? How do you order that? You've got people that are on a regular level that says, hey, you order $1,500, you order $2,000, or, this particular freight on this particular amount. But beware, they have some other things out there that's going to get you. But as you're going through, because we'll cover that, but as you're going, just be careful. Crate ordering can be absolutely deceiving. And now, a word from our sponsor. Unlimited Marketing Solutions is a social media marketing company that can market directly to your specific customer base and provide solid and trackable results. Unlimited Marketing Solutions are also extremely flexible to meet your unique needs and budget, and are currently running a promotion for 10% discount off your first 6 months of marketing when you mention the code RTO Show. That's RTOSHOW when you call them at 352-553-3245. You can also email them at unlimitedmarketingsolutions@gmail.com. Now back to the show with Danny and Pete. It sounds great per piece until you find out you got to order 500 pieces of that item, and they have to be shipped over in 6 weeks, and you've got freight to cover it, and it's got to come into the U.S., and it's got to go through customs. Guys, be careful with that, especially in the RTO industry. We might not be so used to that, but it's something that's out there that we got to be careful of.
Yeah, absolutely, because sometimes you might think it's, I'm going to cut out the middleman because I know my dealer's getting it from this person over here, and it sounds great, but can you not financially afford, but can you afford that many pieces at one time? Can you afford that container to hit you at one time? And then taking consideration of the freight and fuel surcharge it's going to take to get the product here, that by the time it gets here, you're actually probably paying more than what you're paying the vendor that they're getting upcharge on it.
The middleman comes to save the day.
They do sometimes. I mean, I call a spade a spade. Sometimes it just makes more sense.
Well, that's why they're in business, to be honest with you. There's a reason why they're in business. And the truth is sometimes rent-to-owns, we're not as big as we should be, or at least as big as we could be. And so we have to deal with them, and it makes better sense. And then that's just the way it is. I will tell you guys, there's a ton of walking. I did about 20,000 steps per day. And I'm going to tell you, don't do fashion over form. Do form over fashion. I'm kid you not. Wear good shoes.
Ladies, do not wear heels.
Don't. Look, I'm just gonna say this out loud. Brittany, I love you, baby, but you cannot wear heels to the convention when you're doing 20,000 steps. Your feet will not look the same at the end.
I felt so bad for her. It was the first day, not Saturday, but it was Sunday, the first convention day, and she wore heels. And poor thing, like we're like 3 hours in, and like she's dying, like she's sitting down, her feet are blistering. I felt so sad. And I get it. Hey, props to Mrs. Shaw. She wanted to look good for her man. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to represent. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? She did. She looked top notch and stuff, but don't wear heels. Don't do it. But guys, same thing. Make sure you wear comfortable shoes. Absolutely. I mean, you want to dress the part. Absolutely. But, make sure those dress shoes are Dr. Scholl's. I'm highly recommending that,
I'm telling you, I walked an average of 8 miles a day every day that we were there. So guys, just be careful. There's a lot of walking involved. There's a lot of up and down. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot that happens. So another tip is wear soft shoes. And then another thing I tell you guys is another deal, especially if you're having new guys there, or you're doing tag teams, make sure that you keep in touch with other, because someone might have a better offer. Be careful on jumping on the first offer they tell you. They are salespeople through and through, right? Just like us, they're there to sell you when you walk in the door. And when you walk him in, it's their job to make sure that they land business with you. But you got to be careful, because the guy that you don't know right down the hallway, who's in the same type of business, might have a better deal. Not that you don't want to do business with the regular vendors, but guys, you're there to save money. You're there to save money for the company and for your customer. And there might be somebody down the row that's got a better deal. You've got to make sure that you weigh out the options. Just be careful with the crate ordering. Like, yeah, I have that at like a third of the price, but then it cost me $10,000 to bring it into the country. Oh, right. So just make sure that you're paying attention to everything. Don't jump into the first deal you see. Make sure you get names and numbers and find out which building and what floor they're on so that you can find them and come back to them.
And lastly, I would say go in early. Get up early and go in. It is a time crunch, and the sooner you get there, the better opportunity you have to network and just meet as many people as you can. So the early bird gets the worm. Rise and shine, people. I know it's Vegas. I know you probably went out the night before, but hey, if you're going to go out, make sure you rise. Kobe used to say that all the time. We'll go out and party, but at 5 a.m., hey, it's time to go to work.
It's game time, baby. It's game time. Another last little tidbit I'd give you guys is to make sure that you guys, if you guys can't reach each other, if you've tried it, cell phones are a little dodgy in the building. Sometimes they work, sometimes they didn't. Sometimes my text messages would go direct, like right away, and then sometimes it would take like 2 hours, and I'd be getting text messages after I talked to Danny or I talked to Larry. I'm going to tell you guys right now, for a setup, just as a backup, you might want to come up with a place to meet maybe every couple hours or 3 hours or whatever the case is, or somebody place to meet at lunch, because trying to make sure that you communicate in between those things. If the cell phone is, not only are you in a building, you're in 3 buildings that are right next to each other, and there's about 1 million cell phones next to you, all cutting for the same, airtime. Listen, it just might be easier to say, hey, we're going to meet here on level 5 at this particular cell phone place or whatever, just to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing or where we're going or the plan or whatever. If you don't need to, great, but I would say that that's probably a good idea to do so.
All right, man. Let's get into what everybody really wants to know about. What Vegas, baby? What happened in Vegas?
Well, they say what happens in Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas, Danny. I don't know, man. What are we supposed to say?
We can give them a little something.
We'll give you guys a PG version of everything that happened. First off, we had a great time after we got there. The first night we went to Bouchon with Larry, and it was just a great time with the ladies. Danny's wife and my wife, and we showed up there.
Oh, that was great. Thank you so much, Larry Pivotal, Ring King. Yeah, that was a nice dinner. It was, it was at the Venetian Hotel, actually. That's where he was staying at.
And I am going to tell you, it was a little confusing to get there.
That was crazy to think about. Like, it was like an outlet mall.
There was so many restaurants.
They told me there was like 36 in that when when we got, because remember he called us, it was like, hey, just come to the hotel, pick out a restaurant. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking like 2 or 3, front desk, hey, where are the restaurants at? Oh, well, we have 36, just walk down this. 36?
It was like a mall of restaurants. I've never seen it. It was so amazing. They had, I believe it was a Venetian that had the water where they were the water taxi ride, whatever.
Yes.
It's like the Italian thing where they're going through it.
Yeah. Little bow, and the guy was singing, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
So it was good. So we got to see that. We went to a lot of different floors and a lot of different places. This particular restaurant was actually hard to find. It was actually the best restaurant that I could possibly think we could eat at. It was just an amazing restaurant, and it was actually hard to find. It was like around the cut, on the level, through the way, on the left, and it was like, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of in the cut. It wasn't really in that little mall. It was like on the other side.
But then you go in there, and it was very, Very nice. It was, I mean, the waiter was amazing.
Oh yeah, they were top notch.
So we go there, we get a bottle of wine. Everybody's a little happy. And then we go out. Sunday was a little bit of a trek. Sunday, we got to go out a little bit. STK was a little bit more hippity hop.
Oh yeah, but it was fun, man. The music was on point. Like they were playing a variety of everything, like and of every genre, every era. I mean, I'm talking about it went from was it John Bon Jovi to 50 Cent. I swear, like it's crazy.
And it sounded good.
Like, you know, but it did. Like the DJ was awesome. Like he just made it flow. Like it was just awesome vibe. The food was terrific. We had the New York Strip.
Drinks were amazing.
Drinks were amazing. A little pricey, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, not what I'm used to in Florida, but they were good. They were good. Speaking of drinks, though, after dinner, oh my god! So after dinner, we go to Chandelier Bar, and that's at the Cosmo. And your wife told me about this flower thing. I forgot exactly what it's called, but she was like, "Oh, we gotta eat this flower before you drink." And of course, Pete and my wife Melissa, they opted out like, "No, we're not eating no damn flour. We're not, we're not Mario. We're not trying to."
Bro, I ain't doing no shrooms, bro. I ain't doing no shrooms. I'm just telling you.
So, but I'm like, it's Vegas. Well, I don't know what this flour thing does, but she's like, yo, you just eat it, and it like enhances the taste. This thing numbed my entire mouth. Okay, like it tastes like grass. It tastes like yuck. Okay, but I ate it, and next thing, maybe I let it sit in my mouth too long, whatever, because I should have probably just like ate it. But like I let it dissolve in my mouth, so my whole mouth was like, duh, 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 and then I tried to drink, but
you let it marinate.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a good experience. It was an experience. I don't know if it was a good experience, but the Chandelier Bar was very nice, very classy, great drinks, great. We had a great time. We had a serious powwow, the four of us. We dove into our friendship a little deeper. So
Deep. It was deep. Somebody was in a confessional.
It was deep. But then okay, so then Monday we went out to Morin Steakhouse with the Biscayne guys, Eric and Vaughn, the owner of Biscayne. And that was a nice steakhouse too as well.
It was great.
Our steakhouse. We actually have a couple here in Florida. One's in Orlando, actually.
Yeah, they were saying that. I actually didn't know that, but I'm going to tell you right now, that was an experience. It was a great time. Eric May's probably the most spot-on guy there is out in the business. Listen, guys, if you guys haven't tried Biscayne Bedding, and they're not a sponsor, but I'm going to just tell you this straight up. Eric Mays and Biscayne Bedding, Jan, the owner, they are amazing. I mean, they build a high-quality product, and he will take care of you from product knowledge to getting it to you to just being a part of the rent-to-own world, because there's a lot of vendors out there who just, this is our product, and we're going to allow you to use it for rent-to-own, but Eric and Jan, they will take in consideration what you have to say and what, we go through bedding. We sell bedding, we bring it back, we put it back out. We have a lot of input on what makes a good rent-to-own bed. Talk to Eric Mays at Biscayne Bedding. Talk to Jan. They will take care of you. Those guys are spot on. Amazing, amazing time.
No, stand-up guys for sure.
Very, very, very worthwhile. Listen, in business and in life, spot on guys, and I'd recommend them all day long. And to be honest with you, I think Eric deserves a shirt. We need to give him an RTO shirt.
Let's do it. Him and Jan. Let's give him and Jan a shirt.
And Matthias, bro, Matthias is Jan.
Matthias? Oh, no. Tell him how hard Jan is.
Let me tell you guys something. If you want to know how to make your if you want to build up your children to be like just the massive just tycoons that they can be, you follow Jan, right?
Oh, yeah.
He is so strong with his son. And it's amazing because, let me tell you, he's a stand-up character. His son is just spot on. He's a hardworking young kid.
Great kid.
He's already got a degree. He's already helping out in the factory. And, man, let me tell you, I really believe in 10 years he's going to be the man.
I'm gonna give the details. He has a rule. After you graduate college, you have 90 days to move out.
90?
You have 90 days to move out and get on your own. And then Mateo did that, and then he got his master's degree, and then he told his dad, hey, I want to work for you. And Jan was like, okay, you're starting at the bottom. And he made him work at the bottom almost for 9 months, but he proved himself because he wanted to make sure, hey, if this is something you want to do, you got to learn from the bottom. Like, I love that mentorship. And then to top it off, this is the funny part right here. So we're in Vegas. We're at dinner. It's 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. We've been having some drinks, appetizing food.
Vegas time.
Yeah, Vegas time. And Mateus has to catch a plane in 3 hours to be back in Florida by 7 a.m. to
Yeah,
work.
because he had to work at 8. He had to go to work at 8 a.m. But listen, I'll tell you guys right now, I would do business with them any day of the week,
All day.
all the time.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, Matthias and Jan, they know the business. They know what they're doing. I mean, that we plan on going to see a little bit of what they've got going on over there just to kind of find out what's up. But I'm going to tell you right now, best in the business. And I think we'll send Matthias a shirt too, so he doesn't feel left out. That Dad's got one, he doesn't.
There you go. We'll do that. But then talk about what happened our very last day. What did you do, Pete, on the very last day before we left and came home?
So we're walking down the Vegas Strip. We got a lot going on, and
Well, it wasn't the Vegas Strip. What was it called? Frontier? I call it Frontier. It's not Frontier.
It's a Fremont.
The Fremont Strip.
So after we leave, we're on Fremont Street. We're walking through the people that are, looking very fun and activity driven. No pants on. It was kind of different, and of course, it's like 42 degrees, and I get a wild hair up my. I'm like, hey. Let's do the zip line. I want to zip line down Vegas. So we decide in our RTO fashion that we're going to do a zip line. And then I find out I'm the only one doing a zip line in Vegas.
But mind you, it's about 11:30 in the morning, and I had just gotten myself one of those tall alcoholic drinks in the morning because I was talking about all weekend, like, guys, I'm not leaving until I get me one of those tall drinks. So it was 42 degrees. I got me an ice cold, tall Long Island iced tea, one of those tube drinks. And this guy's talking about, I want to go ziplining at 30 miles an hour in 42 degree weather. I was like, I'm going to record you, buddy.
So I'm just going to tell you that it was an amazing, amazing time. My forehead got wind chapped. It was amazing. But we had a great time over there. Listen, guys, we were sporting the RTO show in Vegas. I think you should be sporting the RTO show everywhere you go. Make sure that you hit us up on the website. Get your merchandise. Get your shirts. Listen, hit us up if you guys have any ideas or any things that we want to talk about, especially about Vegas or anything like that, or anything in between. Pete at the RTO Show Podcast.com or Danny at the RTO Show Podcast.com. We respond to everybody, and we will get to you. Hit us up on social media. Danny, you've been doing a great job staying on top of that because that's not my forte. But how do they find us on social media?
So it's real easy. It's at the RTO Show. That's it. Real simple. Just go to.
We made it easy.
The RTO Show. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are growing massively. Over 1,200 followers right now. I mean, we're making some cool videos. We went live a couple times while we were out there. Definitely check us out. I got the pictures. I got the videos of Pete ziplining. So go check it out. It's on Facebook. It's also on TikTok. And if you go to our website, I'm pretty sure Pete has it up on the website. If he doesn't, he will now.
It will be up soon.
It will be up soon, along with our newest video for the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. That was a cool video we just made right now, too. I just saw the whole thing, yeah. I saw that you shared it on your Facebook.
Yeah, so we're going to put that up. Guys, listen, last but not least, we really care about what you guys think, and we care about the industry, but this isn't an easy thing. We have full-time jobs and we're trying to squeeze us in between. But what I'm going to say is if you guys want to be a part of the RTO show and you don't have time to call in or you don't have time to send an email, you know what? You can do a sponsorship badge. We're going to start a sponsorship program. We're going to have the bronze, silver, and gold badges that you can, have up. We're going to put that on the website and we're going to display that. You will get a shout out for everybody who has a badge or everybody gets a badge. And there's a couple of different levels and we'll kind of discuss that coming up, but this is something new that we're going to have to come out with. And I think this is a great way to just show your support. Listen, if you can't, it's okay. We're going to try to push on without that. But if you can, it would be great. We appreciate everything that you guys bring to the table. Everything that we try to do is for the RTO industry and for you guys. And if there's any way that you can help out, we appreciate it. If anything, just buy a shirt and wear it around the house, wear it to the mall, let everybody know. I was sporting the RTO show tote in Vegas, and I got a couple of looks. I don't know if they're wondering, like, who is that guy? What is he doing? You know what I mean? When we go live, everybody's like, this is a furniture show. Why are they going live?
Man, but it was a great trip overall. Definitely worth it. If you haven't gone, I think you should go. I think you follow our tips, you'll be successful. You'll come back with some nice products, some new vendors, some new dealers. Definitely worthwhile.
It was definitely a trip. It was definitely worth it. And it was Vegas, so there's some stuff that we can't tell you. But I will tell you that it was an amazing trip. It was worth it. Thanks to CPL Group, Larry, for coming with us, and then Paul and Sharon for holding it down while we were gone. Just some great things that happened. We got some good stuff coming in for this year. We can't tell you what that is because they're the industry secrets now, so we can't tell you. We are here in fairness and competition, but we have some great things coming in for our stores, and I would encourage anybody who can send anybody out to it. It is probably one of the best things that I've seen in a very long time for this industry, and I thought it was a great idea to share with you guys.
Make sure to like, share, comment, download each episode. Give us a review on the podcast. If you're not following us, follow us on social media. We love and appreciate all your support. Love to hear from you soon. And with that being said, this is the RTO Show with Danny and Pete.